Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. All things Middle Earth here with a video on what you should and should not do with your gold and gems and the heroes of Middle Earth. If you're not careful with these currencies, you're going to slow your progress and end up in a bottleneck where things are not as enjoyable and you're not progressing as you should. So I got some quick tips coming up in just a second, so stay tuned. Okay, so starting out with gold, we're going to use Pippin as an example here for me. I'm going to show you what things I'm going to prioritize with him and what things I'm not going to prioritize with gold use. The first thing is going to be gear. Any gold that you're going to spend for gear is absolutely worth it. So here you see here, we're trying to make this tunic. It costs 890 gold right here. That is worth it. Again, if you click around your different gold pieces, some of them get a bit more expensive. This one here at 7,000. Gearing up makes your commanders more powerful. Very simple. It's worth doing. So gear up your commanders that you're using. And if you're following my example from the video the other day, Pippin is the kind of healer you have until you get Halberad. So if you don't have Halberad, especially if you're not going to spend and buy his bundle when you get it, Pippin is one that you should be investing in gear, probably to about that 5 level for sure. And depending on how far you want to take him after that, that's kind of up to you depending on how soon you get Halberad. But he's got a great heal, so investing in the gear is very, very beneficial. The next thing is going to be character level. So as you can see here, he's level 29. The only reason I've not pushed him higher at this point is because I did just unlock Halberad, so I'm switching him in for Pippin. But the gold and the XP requirements to level up this 7,600, or half of that since it's 2 levels, 3,550 for him is absolutely worth it. Again, the stat increase you get with that is very, very good for the gold spent. So leveling up your commanders, gearing up your commanders, that's a great use. Like, that's an okay thing to spend gold on. The thing that I want to warn you on gold spending that's in this same area that might look tempting is upgrading their star ranking. So here you can see I did buy the Hobbit bundle, which I would not recommend, but I bought the Hobbit bundle. So I've got a nice 100 out of 80 shards for Pippin, and it's saying I can promote him for a crisp 80,000 gold. Now, that is a lot of gold. My understanding is that every star level until the last one is about a 4% stat increase. So 80,000 for 4% is expensive. Now, on your main commanders, once we get into the game, once we're a couple weeks in, you're going to want to work on your star rankings because you need to make them as powerful as possible. And you're going to make sure the gear is where it needs to be, make sure the levels where it needs to be, and the stars will be a part of that. But I don't think it's going to be as important. So I'm going to put that as like the last priority. And again, especially these big star jumps, you want to make sure it's a commander that you're absolutely wanting to invest into. So Pippin, I knew I was dropping him out for Halberad once I got Halberad. So I didn't do this, and I'm not going to do this until a time where this, seems very, very viable. But right now, those, third or fourth stars start to get pricey, and beyond that, it's even more crazy. So starring up commanders, not super worth it unless you are, very much at a gear stop for a long time. You're leveled up all the way, and you just need to improve that single squad. But otherwise, the starring is not that important. So don't fall into the trap of dropping 80,000 gold to promote your heroes. The other thing that can look nice once in a while is buying things for gold in the shop here. Now, I've been a little bit weak in this area because I was trying to get some people geared up, but from what I've heard as well, again, the 2,300 or even the 500 ones don't seem like a big deal right now, but when you're sitting at 0 gold, that stuff's going to add up, and you're going to wish you had saved some to get commander levels going, to get more gear going, all that kind of stuff. So don't fall into the temptation. Don't use the gold to spend. I have heard that some things like the shadow crystal or the luminous crystals can be worth it. Maybe make that decision, use your own discretion. But other than really rare pieces that might be difficult to obtain, I would not look to use gold to get things that you can otherwise get using just your energy that just you continue to get daily, just always regenerates. So be very, very sparing, but for the most part, the safe answer is don't spend gold in the supply store. Now on to the gems. Now, you may have more or less gems depending on the type of player you are. Even if you're free to play, there are still gems that you get daily from doing your different daily activities. So it's something that you're going to have to be aware of a little bit, but if you're a spender, the more of a spender you are, the more you want to prioritize how you use these. So that being said, I want to point out right away, you do not want to open these chests for 600 gems. These are absolutely not worth it. We did a good number of them more for fun, knowing that it wasn't a crazy good thing, but we already talked about that, increasing star level is one of the last priorities for commanders. So the only reason this will pay off is if you get someone unlocked, opening very few of them that you'd otherwise not have for a long time. So let's say you get Halberad, you get 50 shards for him, and you get him unlocked way sooner than you would otherwise. That in that instance, that 600 gems might have been worth it. But the reality is there are so many commanders and there are so many varieties of shards you can get. So it's not just 50, it's 50, it's 30, it's 25, I believe all the way down to 15, 20 there, and here are the 15. So you can get very small amounts. Again, if you get 15 for Halberd, that's great, but that doesn't unlock him, and so you're just sitting there going, okay, I kind of just wasted 600 gems. So don't open these chests unless you're just really wailing out and going crazy and kind of want to have things sooner, and it's really not an issue. It's the return for these is so low, and the chances of you getting something that's worth it is also very low. So don't open the hero chest. It's not good. The thing you do want to do with your gems, and the reason mine is so low, is because I've been refreshing my energy on the guild battle and the regular energy, the normal energy here, the campaign energy. Every single day this resets, and you can refresh the campaign energy 3 times for 50 gems, and you can refresh the guild energy 3 times for 100 gems. Now you can refresh them a total of, so you see here it says refills remaining 7. Don't do all of the refills, just do your first 3 for each of them at their cheapest amount. So 150 here a day and 300 here a day. If you're a very low spender or just like saving, that's going to allow you to get more materials faster, to gear up your commanders. It's also going to help you get XP to level up yourself. So I'm 31 right now, so every time I do my refreshes, I usually get a level or 2, and that's just going to help you grow a little bit more. Again, if you're not a spender, I would prioritize the campaign energy because that's, you can use it for specific gear, and it's going to be good XP, good materials, all that good stuff. The guilds, you know, while still very valuable, is a little bit more expensive. So if you could only spend 150 a day, I would look to do the normal energy. And again, don't just refresh these and then go to here and go to the first mission and, you know, auto battle 20 times and call it a day. Look at your commanders, look at what gear they need, go through and make sure, okay, do I need tar? Should I do 20 of these? It's needed by this guy right now by Eothane. Look for ones that are needed by a lot more. So again, you can click and very clearly see how many need them. Again, just 1 candle needed there, not a crazy amount. If we go back to chapter 3, for example, we're going to see more that might be more needed. Here's one, the health essence. Okay, a little bit more needed there. You'll see somewhere, okay, clearly everybody and their grandma needs the resist essence for their different upgrades. That's a pretty safe one to get, and you can see how many you have here. So check that out as you're doing it. If you're just farming things to get levels and kind of burning through your energy, maybe you're busy and your energy's capped out and you got a big meeting coming up, you're going to be off for a while. Just, you know, you want to burn your energy. Just don't do it on things you're not going to ever use. Again, over time, you'll probably use through a lot of things on different commanders when new commanders get released, all that kind of stuff. But be smart in the early game. Look at the commanders you're using and you want to gear up and what they need. Go through here, say, okay, I need 2 of these medallions, and do a couple of those. And it takes a little bit of time, but it's absolutely worth doing when you are refreshing with your gems. But that's a very quick summary of the do's and don'ts for gold and gems. Again, it may not seem like a big deal, but when you're leveling up or trying to level up and find yourself out of gems and out of crystals and no longer able to refresh your energy and no longer able to upgrade your commanders, you're just going to be kind of at a standstill waiting for these things to refresh on their own, for these to tick up so you can get more gear and slowly do battles, slowly get gold. So save it. Don't spend 80,000 getting star ranks on your Pippin. Don't take him to 4 stars. You don't need to do that, but be sparing with it. Let it stack up because it will run out and you will be sad if you wasted some on things you shouldn't have. But that's going to do it for me in this video. Just want to give you guys a quick do's and don'ts for gold and gems because it's one of the things that I get asked about the most, what I should spend it on, what I've been spending mine on. Be smart with it. Be patient. You won't regret it. But that's going to do it for me. We'll see you guys in the next one.